All right, good evening, everybody. Believe it or not, I was not about to go live. I pressed the button by mistake, so it must be fate for me to get on right now. I'm going to be before you very briefly today. I've been so busy putting together this Airbnb, I have not been on my ritual, my daily ritual the way I normally am, but we're going to get on here, get on and get off, leave you with something to think about, and then move on. So for those of you who may be seeing me for the first time, this is Ernest Sears Jr., author of Detox Your Circle, Activate Your Destiny, coming to you live on Sunday evening. Typically I'm here on a Saturday. And I want to chat with you briefly about the numerology digit of the day, and then we're going to go into a very brief message that I want to leave with you. So the digit of the day is 5. And that is based on the digits for today's date. As you know, you would take all of the digits for today's date, which is, I believe it's 11/7/2021, and you add those all together and it comes up to 5. So 11 and 7, that would be 18. 8 and 1 is 9, and then 2021 is 5. Okay, and 9 and 5 is 14. 4 and 1 is 5. All right, so today is a 5 day, and 5 exemplifies expansion. 5 means that you are expanding on the structure, expanding on whatever the theme is, variations on the theme. 5 is a very fast moving energy, very quick, very fast, very experimental, very exploratory, and it is all about expanding. It is all about being curious about what is out there, what is there more to learn, what can I research, what can I do to top what has been done in the past? So expansion also comes with some trial, some tribulation, some lessons learned, some understanding. So also the number 5 is also related to the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra, right? And so that has to do with speaking things that are not as though they are. The 5th chakra is very important in speaking your truth. And when you do that, others tend to speak their own truth too. It is associated with aqua or blue or water. And I find that 5 is an energy that I am very compatible with when I find that in other people. And so I'm a life path 4, so I work really well with 5s. But at any rate, that is what today is. So today is a day of building on what you've already accomplished, building on the lessons you've already learned, building on the blueprint or the structure that is now currently yours. The identity that you now have, you are building on it, you're expanding it. You are going to be tested to make sure that you are standing your ground and you're holding your frequency. Okay, and so today what I want to do is I want to give a little testimony. I want to talk a little bit about something I've experienced, and I find that is the best way to share what I'm learning and put you in a situation where you can be reflective and you can recalibrate, and then maybe you can reinvent yourself. But we have been talking about triggers for the past couple of weeks, couple of months. A lot of us during the Mercury retrograde in Libra, we have experienced some vicissitudes, some changes in our relationships. We've changed how we interact with others, whether it be a romantic relationship, whether it be a business relationship, whether it be a partnership. You're relearning who you are and what is appropriate for you based on what you have learned over the past 6 months. The new you, the new version of you version 3, version 2, whatever version it is, you now are getting to understand yourself and understand how it is better and more appropriate for you to engage in relationships at this time. As such, you are going to be tested, right? So if the universe is going to confirm that you know what you know and that the decisions you've made are really true. So one of the ways you get tested is be put in a situation where you might get triggered. You're going to be put in situations that would have triggered you in the past. And if you're triggered, that means that some of the things that you're working on, well, you still have a little work to do. But it's okay. We all get triggered to some degree. It's about catching yourself. It's about saying, they got me again. Next time I'm going to do better. Oh, wow, I see what's happening right here. As you become the observer and you see yourself observing yourself and the other person in the interaction, then you're like, typically in this situation, I would respond, I would retaliate, I would want to have the last word, or I would want to show them who's boss, I would want to match their energy. And now you've graduated to the point where you don't need to do that because their behavior is not reflective of your state of awareness. It's only reflective of their limited state of awareness. It has nothing to do with you. And those of you who are following me, you realize that it's not about pointing the finger anymore. It's not about assigning blame anymore. It's not about shifting blame, but taking full responsibility and full accountability for your choices, for your responses. So that other person is merely reflecting the energy that is at play in you. So, when you graduate to this level, it's no longer about, well, I told him, or I refuse to be treated that way. Well, guess what? If that person is treating you in a way that you don't feel is fair, is respectful, is appropriate, then you are accountable to adjust your vibration so that you are attracting and resonant with people with energies that, match yours. And so if you are respecting yourself, if you're loving yourself, if you're making decisions with yourself at the forefront of your mind, with your well-being and your self-care at the forefront, then the people that you surround yourself with, the people that are going to resonate with you, the people that you are attracting, they are going to treat you the way you treat yourself. Okay? So the test that you are receiving now from the universe is there are people that are merely carrying energy that used to resonate with you, right? And so now you're going to be tested as these people or these energies come face to face with you. You're going to now have to make choices that are completely different from the ones you've made before. Because now you're at a different level of awareness, of self-awareness. So you're interacting with yourself, whether you like it or not, whether you're comfortable with it or not, whether you understand it yet or not. But one day you will realize that you're always interacting with your own energies. So if somebody is disrespecting you, if someone is speaking out of turn, if somebody is off cuff, out of pocket, treating you in ways that you feel are below you or are not up to your level of dignity, you have to ask yourself why. We have to graduate from, pointing the finger at that person and say, hey, how dare you talk to me that way? Well, why did you draw that person to you? Why are you having an interaction, an altercation with this person? What is it about you? What is it about your particular energy that has drawn this in? How are you resonating with this particular person that is treating you in ways that consciously you feel like this is not right, but unconsciously that is the way you treat yourself? Okay, this is where we are moving, people, and it's not really just the awakened, the highly awakened people anymore. There are a lot of people that are getting this now. They're starting to realize that I am responsible. I am sovereign over my life. I am completely accountable for what I bring to me, what I draw to me, what I attract to me. I am accountable for that. And so what you want to do is you really want to ask yourself, okay, I see this person talking to me a certain kind of way. You can decide to match their energy. You can decide to walk away. You can decide to smile and look at them querulously like, this doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm out of here. You decide how you want to respond. Just don't get the knee-jerk, the trigger reaction that you normally did in the past. You have to move to that level of awareness where you see it happening and you have an aha moment. Like, oh, this person is someone that I've attracted into my life in the past. And they are now just coming back around because this is the type of behavior that I have tolerated before. And now this is a test from the universe to see if I have graduated to a level where I no longer resonate with this behavior. So whatever type of meditation, shadow work you need to do to get in harmony with yourself so that you are loving yourself, you are engaging in self-care, you are making sure that your inner conversation, your inner dialogue with yourself is that of someone that is loving, that is respecting you. Are you respecting yourself? When you're coaching yourself, when you're parenting yourself, are you doing it with a loving voice, with a caring, a firm voice, or is it still that voice of your parent that may have engaged with you in a traumatic type of bond from childhood? You have to graduate from that and become your own parent and speak words to yourself that are affirming, that are loving, that are caring, and that reflect who you are today. Okay, so I know I'm saying a lot, I'm speaking very quickly, but this is something that we've gone over probably about 10 times this year, but you're going to notice that these types of experiences are going to happen more and more and more frequently until you get it and you begin to change who you are on the inside, so you are no longer attracting those types of interchanges, those types of energy exchanges where you feel that you are not being treated at the correct level of your development, of your awareness. It is up to you to make the changes on the inside so you begin to attract people that treat you the way you treat yourself. The part that you have to be accountable for and the part that you have to ask yourself is, what am I saying to myself? What are the words? What is the intonation? What ways am I treating myself that are tantamount, that are equal to this? Okay, you have to just be brutally honest with yourself and realize that the reason why this person can handle you that way is because this is how you talk to yourself. And it may be unconscious to you. You may not be conscious of it, but it's time for you to engage in meditation, engage in some time alone in solitude, and ask those hard questions of yourself. Because as you begin to treat yourself well, as you begin to be aware that you are the sovereign star, avatar of your life, when you begin to treat yourself that way, others will only follow suit. That's all they can do. And you're going to only attract people that are going to treat you the way that you treat yourself. Whether you treat yourself harshly or well, however you treat yourself, that is what you're going to draw, because that is the energy that you're pushing out there. So that is what you're going to pull to you. Okay? For me, what I'm saying right now is this is a review. This is something that we've talked about. And what I would like from you is that you begin to pay more attention to your interactions and to your triggers. And in your daily journaling, jot down when you were triggered, who you got triggered with, and what was the topic, what was the situation in the context that caused you to be triggered. And because that is the way that you're going to be able to focus on it and then graduate above it, get to the point where you're no longer being triggered by the same things. Do you ever arrive? No, you're always growing, you're always developing, you're always getting better. But you should not be triggered by the same things that triggered you, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You need to be at another level. Okay, so let's continue to grow. Let's continue to apply the lessons that we've learned. Okay, it doesn't make any sense for you to listen to these types of videos and for you to get this type of knowledge and interact with people that are on this level if you're not going to apply what you learned, if you're not going to implement changes to reflect your new level of understanding and awareness. Okay, so that's what I wanted to leave for you today as we're going further and further into November. Mark my words, there are going to be more opportunities to be triggered, because what you have learned is going to be tested this month a lot. So just catch yourself, be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself, speak to yourself the way you want others to speak to you. Okay, and catch yourself when you're not doing that and just make those adjustments. Okay, thank you all so much. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to jump on here real quick and speak to you and share some time with you. Love you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next weekend. Take care.